25. A boat sails from point X to point Y and then to point Z. Y is on a bearing of 280 from X. Z is on a bearing of 220 from Y. The distance from X to Y is 3.5 kilometers. The distance from Y to Z is 6 kilometers. Work out the bearing of Z from X. Give your answer correct to one decimal place. So we need to draw a sketch. Now if this is the point X and this is the north, Y is on a bearing 280 from X. 280. The bearing starts from the north, move clockwise, so angle 280. So like that. This 280. So this point Y now Z is on a bearing 220 from Y. So draw the north at Y, which is parallel to the north at X. And Z on a bearing 220 from Y. So 220, move clockwise from the north. So this angle 220. So we can consider this Z. Now the distance from X to Y 3.5. So this distance 3.5 kilometers. And the distance from Y to Z 6 kilometers. So 6 kilometers. Work out the bearing Z from X. We need to find the bearing Z from X. Z from X. So we need to join ZX first, then ZX. So we need to find this bearing. Now we can find this bearing if we find the small angle theta, if this angle theta. So if we can find angle theta, we subtract theta from 280 to find this bearing. Now to find this angle, in triangle XYZ, we have two sides, XY and ZY. But we have the bearing Y from X is 280. So this means this angle 360 minus 280. So this angle 80. This angle 80. Now if this angle 80, we can deduce that this angle 100, this one. So this angle 100. Now we have the bearing Z from Y 220. So to find this angle 360 minus 220, this angle 220, this bearing. So 360 minus 220 equals 140. So this angle 140. Now if this angle 100 and this 140, then we can find angle ZYX equal 360 minus 100 minus 140 equals 120. So angle XYZ equal 360 minus 100 plus 140 equals 120. Now in this triangle, this angle 120 and this side 6 kilometers, this side 3.5, then we can find ZX using cosine rule. So XZ equals square root 6 squared plus 3.5 squared minus 2 multiply 6 multiply 3.5 cosine 120 equals 8.32 to 3 significant figures. Now in this triangle we have 3 sides, then we can find this angle theta with cosine rule. So theta equals cosine inverse fraction. The adjacent 3.5 and 8.32. So 3.5 square plus 8.32 squared minus the opposite, which is 6 squared, over 2 times the two adjacent 3.5 and 8.32 equals 38.7 to 1 decimal place. So the bearing equals 280 minus 38.7 equals 241.3 to 1 decimal place.